Do not. Obviously, yeah, the piece of American legislation is the big piece. But look around in Europe as well. Macron is really doubling down on his investment and subsidy agenda. The exemptions that he needs for that under European law, he has organized jointly with the Germans. Now the Germans find themselves penniless overnight. The most important thing is this is politically self-inflicted, and that's, I think, what makes it so almost tragic. It's a real problem of center-right politics in Germany.
So the Germans are having a problem with relabeling this pot of money. A lot of accountants do it, a lot of CFOs say, look, we've come up with a pot of money we didn't realize we had, let's just repurpose it, we'll change the label. Why is this such an issue in Germany?
The problem is one of overall political support. You're dealing with a center-right in Germany that is stuck somewhere around 2010. When Donald Trump was a TV personality and nothing else, when China was nothing but a big promising growth story, when climate concerns were, I don't know, issues, for the esoteric NGO political fringes perhaps, the world has changed quite a bit since then. And I think the center-right in Germany hasn't managed to update its program, if you like.
Yeah, again, the CDU pulling the strings from behind the scenes because, but I mean, the CDU's had to do a lot of soul-searching, I guess, after the Merkel era, and let's be honest about it, there were some domestic policies and certainly some international policies that people are very critical of Frau Merkel about in retrospect as well. Are you kind of saying that the CDU hasn't gone through the process of soul-searching that it should have done after such a long time in power?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's definitely part of the explanation. The other problem is that this party is facing a really difficult problem. You have the rise of the AfD, right, the far-right alternative for Germany, ties in with developments that we've seen in the Netherlands yesterday evening, this rise of the far-right. So that is clearly pulling the CDU to the right. And at the same time, they know if they ever want to form a government coalition, you need the Social Democrats, you need the Greens. How do you resolve that? It's very difficult.
Is this a test case that they've said, right, we're going to do this because we're going to try and take on those right-wing voters, which, quite frankly, are in abundance when we look at what's going on in the Netherlands, for instance, as well. Is this a test case ahead of the European parliamentary elections to see how this works in a supranational set of elections rather than actually concentrating on what they can do to form the next government in Germany?
No, I think there are voices in the CDU that genuinely think that if you're moving the party to the right and you're doubling down on these traditional policies, also on the fiscal front, that will ultimately help the CDU to destroy the AfD. That's the bet. Whether that works out politically, I'm extremely skeptical of that.
Germany is also talking about a new party and whether that upends the middle ground of politics as well. We've been talking a lot about migration through the lens of the Netherlands today, and it's also been an issue in Germany. How do you think about the migration issue now and what that could mean for reshaping politics in Europe?
I mean, it's an issue that we're facing everywhere, and it is posing challenges to the center-right everywhere in Europe, all the way actually to the moderate left. In the German case, if you look at this against the backdrop of this fiscal situation, I mean, we're talking about a massive challenge in terms of spending money to be supporting these people who have been arriving to Germany now, lately, of course, mostly from Ukraine. So there's a very direct fiscal piece to this. All of this has been thrown into jeopardy by the developments of the last couple of days, basically.